Hello everyone, hopefully everyone can hear me okay and I'm coming through nice and clear. Let's just make sure my all levels are okay. Yep, they're all okay. Welcome to tonight's live stream. If you don't know what tonight is all about, this is a continuation of what we've been doing in recreating our own Super Smash TV game. If you don't know what Super Smash TV is, it's an arcadey type game in a top-down shooter sort of arcade game where you fight off waves of enemies, earning money and progressing. And we're going to update it with some modern stuff such as upgrades and traps and things like that. But so far in our quest in completing this, we have accomplished the following. So we've got a character that can run around an environment and can shoot off in different directions, and we've got the spawning of all the various enemies that will just spawn indefinitely in the level. Okay, and we can kill them. They don't give us anything at the moment, and they don't do anything to us at the moment. So that's what we're going to work on today, is getting that stuff put into place. Since the last time we've done this, the only thing I've added to this are the walls. So everything else is pretty much the same as it was left off last time. I do have chat open up on the other screen, so if you do have any questions, just type it away in chat. If you're on YouTube, Twitch, or Mixer, or Facebook, wherever you're working on, I can see it up on the chat screen here. Pardon me, there's a fly going around here. It's really pissing me off. So yes, let's get started. So the first thing I want to work on today is in Super Smash TV, when you kill enemies, they drop cash. And in the game, original game, this cash was used as like points, as a way of higher scores and things like that. We're going to go one step above that and make this cash usable in the game in between levels. So you'll be able to progress to another level by going through one of these doors, and it will give you a chance to purchase upgrades or whatever else. Okay, so that's what we're going to work on in today's episode. So to begin, let's get some cash spawning. So for starters, I'm going to use the placeholder stuff, and we'll probably work on a model today as well. For the cash, it's going to drop. So let's make a simple placeholder for cash. So let's go and create a new blueprint class and choose an actor, and this is called cash. And we're going to open up the cache, and we're going to give it a simple basic static mesh component. So basically, whenever you create a new actor, you want to make sure you set up the components here. So our static mesh here, we can rename it to mesh. Click on it, and on the right hand side, you can choose what mesh you want to use. I'm going to choose a simple cube, I guess. That'll do. But obviously, I want it a lot smaller there. Hello, JC Doublet, welcome. So let's just resize this so it's a bit more water cache looking. Compile that. Let's have a look at how big that looks in the world. Yeah, okay, that looks alright. We'll use that. So I've got the cache mesh, but I want it so it can pick up the cache from beyond just where the mesh is. I want it to go beyond that, so if you come near it, it'll pick up the cache. So we're going to create a sphere collision, and this thing, we're going to change its sphere radius here to be a bit bigger than the cache, like so. Okay, so whenever we collide with the sphere collision, that's what's going to trigger the collection of the cache. Okay, so with that done, we can then go and work on the spawning of this cache. So to spawn this cache in, we're going to make it so when the enemy dies, he drops a random assortment of cache in a random radius around him. So we have to find that enemy. So we've got AI enemies here, and there's our actor. And we've got destroy actor already set up here. I'm going to give it a print string. We don't need that right now. Just plug that in like normal. So whenever you do destroy actor, this actually calls up another event, another function. So we've got event any damage. So when it gets damaged, it tests whether or not it's got enough health. And if it hasn't got enough health, it destroys itself. And the event you want to do is end play. And this is what's triggered whenever you call a destroy actor. It's called end play. Okay, so when you do end play, what we're going to do is make it spawn those cache. So we're going to do a random selection of this. So we're going to do a for loop. And the first index is going to be 0. The last index is going to be a random number. So I'm going to go random integer in range. And the minimum range is going to be, let's say, minimum it'll drop is 4. And the maximum it'll drop is going to be 10. Okay. And on the for loop, it's going to do this between 4 to 10 times. And this is going to be spawning an actor. So spawn actor from class. Now, when you do this, it's going to ask you for what class you want to spawn. We're going to use our cache actor. And we need to give it a spawn transform. And you can't do it without a spawn transform because that's where you're going to spawn it. So we're going to right click on this and split it. And you can see the location, rotation, and scale. We're going to do a random location around the radius, around the center, sorry, of this enemy. So we'll do a random spread all around him. Hello, DSO Dragus. Thank you for joining us. So to get a random location, what we're going to do is we're going to go random point. Oh, hello. If I spell it correctly, random point in box. No, not box. It was radius. Where's radius gone? Unless I've changed it. Point radius. We can just get random point navigable radius, I guess. Random point in reachable radius. Maybe that's what they've changed the name of it to. So get random point in reachable. Get random reachable point in radius, and the random location is going to be plugged into the spawn location there, and the origin is going to be this actor's origin. So we're going to go get actor location and plug it into origin, and the radius is how far away do you want it to drop the cache. So I'm going to give it a radius of let's do 100. If you don't know what a radius is, by the way, if you have a circle, the radius is the distance between the center of that circle to its edge. Maybe something simple, but maybe someone can't remember that from school, but that's what the radius is. It's the distance between the center to the edge. Okay, so that should do it. Click compile, and let's see how this looks. Okay, so when an enemy dies, they should spawn a random assortment of cache on the floor. Okay, it spawned it, but you can see it spawned it loads in the same spot there. So to make sure it's not a fluke, let's kill some more enemies, and you can see. Oh my god! Hang on, let's restart this. Double check that wasn't just a fluke. Oh, maybe it was just a fluke, because now they're spawning randomly. Weird. Some are spawning on top of each other. The cache has got a collision on it, and that's causing issues. So let's turn that off. So let's go to cache, go to its mesh, scroll down to where it says block all dynamic, and we're going to change that to no collision, and click compile. So now I should be able just to walk over the cache. So that one's random. The ones on the side don't seem to be randomized as much. See what I mean? So why is it doing that? That's quite weird. Also, we should really make the enemies go through us, because that's going to be annoying. So capsule, we want to make sure the collision preset for this is that it ignores. We're going to change that to a custom. When it says player, we're going to change that to ignore. Do overlap actually, and click compile. The mesh, we're going to change that to no collision. Static mesh, again, change that to no collision. Okay. Yeah, it should solve many issues with the collision. So it's random that time, but not that time. Maybe I'm just getting bad draws. Oh, I'm still getting stuck on the cache. Why am I getting still stuck on the cache? Thought we made it no collision. Have a look. Yeah, no collision on there. And that's overlapping. Oh, okay. We've got this is by default blocking the player. So let's change that to overlap. So we're going to do overlap all, actually. Compile. Okay, let's try this again. Again, I'm getting collision issues. Why am I getting collision? I just told it not to do any. Oh, it's still doing it at the bottom. Dear oh dear. Alright, let's do that there. So the issue was it wasn't transferring the collision data across. So now I have forced it to make it overlap everything. I should be able to walk through everything. Cache, bad guys, everything else. Cool, okay. So there's all the cache. I don't like how it randomly will just stack on top of each other. That's odd, but never mind. It is random, so I can't do much about that, really. Okay, so let's make it now that you can pick it up. Now, we're not going to make it just pick up and disappear. We're going to try and make it pick up and then fly off to the corner, because that's what happened in the original game. It would fly off to the top left-hand corner. So that's what we're going to replicate here. So to get that top left-hand corner, which is over here, we need to get this coordinate. Now, let's find a point that I can actually do that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, let's get a scene component. And we'll call this scene component, I don't know, ref point. Oh, no, not scene component, sorry. Blueprint class. Actor, ref point. And don't have to do anything there. We'll just put that up here. And I'm actually going to put it up top here. So it looks like it flies over there and up, okay? Which is where the UI, so it's going to look like it's heading towards UI. Hello, Olamide David. Hey Ryan, it seems like you started dropping Unreal Engine tips on Twitter. I don't know whether there'd be more of that coming. Yes, so for those who don't know, on Twitter, I am now doing UE4 Twitter tips. So short little tips and tricks with Unreal over on my Twitter feed. So subscribe to my Twitter feed and you'll get that every day. I'm trying to do at least one a day, as often as I can when I can remember how to do it. So check in there and I'll drop in as many as I can as of and when. But yeah, I'm trying to do it daily. Trying. So keep an eye on that. So we've got this ref point. So we're in the cache up here. We're going to need to detect when it's been collided with or overlapped. So we'll do event actor begin overlap. So get rid of this and get rid of this. And we're going to check whether or not the other actor is equal to the player character. Okay. And we'll go over here and get player character. Okay. So put that in there. Put that up there. Excellent. Okay. So the next trick then is we are going to make it fly towards the player as well as add money to the player character. So I can't remember if we made our own game mode. Let's have a look at the game modes. We haven't got a game mode currently selected for this, so let's make a new game mode for our game here. So I'm going to go new, different class, game mode base, and we'll call this one Smash TV game mode. Open it up, and we'll make sure default pawn class is the where is it? The player character. I can't remember. Are we just using the third person character for this? Probably are. So leave it like that. And we'll close that. And on the world settings, we want to make sure game mode override is set to none, and then go to project settings, maps and modes, and change the game mode up here to our Smash TV game mode. Close that. Let's just play test to make sure that still works. Yep, so I still got that. So that game mode is what's going to hold the data for the success and failure of the game, including the money. So let's create a new variable on our game mode. So new variable, and we'll call this one money. And I'm going to preempt this with player 1 money. Okay, because we may have a co-op in this game like the original game. And we'll make that integer because you can't, well, in this game you can't have half of money, you can only have whole numbers. So I'm going to click compile, and I'm going to start off with 0 money, which is good. And yeah, we'll leave it like that. Okay, so event active begin overlap on the cache is going to check whether or not it is equal to the player character. If it is equal to the player character, we want it to add the money and then fly off the screen. So let's do the adding of the money first. So I'm going to get the game mode. Okay, and we are going to cast to the third person game mode, and we're going to add get money, player 1 money. Did I not compile it? Oh, I'm in the wrong game mode, that's why. Cast to Smash TV game mode. There we go. You have to make sure you're in the right game mode for this. And from there, then we can get the player 1 money. Going to add to it, and then we're going to set it back to the player 1 money. Okay. So the value we're going to add is again a randomized value because in the game, in the original game, it will drop cash, but the cash would come in different varieties. You'd get small wads of cash, big wads of cash, and coins which are in different values basically. So on the variables here, we're going to have cash value. Okay, and the cash value is going to be an integer. And we're going to drag that into the addition here. So we've got that adding on to our player 1 money, but we need to first of all set up what this value is going to be. And I said it's going to be randomized. So on begin play for the cash, it's going to randomly assign this cash value. So let's set cash value, and we're going to randomize a integer in a range. Actually, not a random integer in range. Let's go. Let's make an array. Oh, hello. And we're going to do. No, not an array. Okay. Variables. Possible cash values. There's probably a better way of doing it, but this is the quickest way I can think of. So I'm going to make this an array and click compile, and we're going to give it 3 possibilities. It could be either 5, 15, or I don't know, 40. Okay, and then it's going to get the array. We're going to get a copy of one of the values. We're going to do a randomized integer. Oh, in range. Hello, Supremo. You're welcome. Glad you like the tutorials. So we've got the array, and if you want to get a random value in an array, you just get between 0 and the maximum will be the last index of that array. The array here is, or all arrays are 0 based, meaning that their first index equals 0. So bear that in mind. You can't just type in the length of it. So last index, it will be the random value there, and then cache value is going to be set to whatever this result comes out. So it's going to choose a random one out of this array here, 5, 15 or 40. Then at the bottom here, it's going to add that cache value to the player one money on the game mode. Now that's going to add the money, but we haven't actually got rid of the cache on screen. So what that's going to do then is going to make it, we're going to make it fly off. Okay. So after that, we're going to do a start timeline, or not start timeline. What's it called? Add timeline. There you go. And we're going to make it fly off. Okay, fly off. We'll play from start. Hi Cal, number 47. Open up fly off. We're going to go float, and we're going to go distance, and we're going to make a normalized curve here. So the first point is going to time 0, value 0. Second point is going to be a time of let's say 1 and a value of 1. Length is going to be 1 as well. You click these buttons here, you can see the whole graph in action. So this is a linear curve, so it's going to be a constant velocity the whole way through the air. Close that down. Hi Cal, can you package a game online like a render farm? No, as far as I'm aware you can't. So that distance is now going to be output here as this float here. So this will be a normalized value between 0 and 1. Basically the starting position and its end position. So when it's updating it, we're going to change its location throughout the scene. So we're going to go set actor location. And it's going to choose a location between the end goal and the new goal. Okay, so the end goal is the ref point. So the ref point is going to come from here. Okay, so ref point. And what would be the best way of doing that? Oh, wrong one. And what would be the best way of doing this? Actually, could we do a move to? I don't think you can, but let's double check. It's AI stuff, yeah, that's what I thought. AI. Okay, we can't make it. No. Okay. Oh no, I'll tell you what we can do. I wonder if we could make this a projectile. Let's try that out. That might be better. Yes, this will be Archives Scalvanger. The patrons will get it straight away. Everyone else will get it a couple of weeks later. So the projectile movement, we're not going to put an initial speed in. We'll leave it at 0, and the max speed we'll put in as 2,000, and we'll leave it like that. And then when we set the player money, so we're going to make it disappear, we're going to make it fly towards a certain point. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and projectile movement. We're going to go down the bottom, you'll see velocity. We're going to get the velocity. So the velocity is going to come from select velocity in local space. And that new velocity is going to be we want it in world space, don't we? Maybe that's not going to work. See, this is why I do these things live, so you can see me figure out things in live rather than edited and figuring it out later. So we want it to fly off. I'm trying to think what would be the best way of doing this. Maybe I should go back to my timeline idea. My timeline idea would be fine. Go back and undo the timeline. Yep, okay, it's all there. Okay, so we're using the timeline instead. We'll try doing this. So we want to get the end goal. So the end goal is going to come from the world here. Okay, so what can we do? What can we do? Actually, what might be the easiest way of doing this is doing it in the level blueprint, because this is part of the level. So getting this to communicate with cache is quite difficult, yeah, because we have to cast all the time. We don't want to be doing that. So rather than doing it here, let's do it in the level blueprint and see what that looks like. So we're going to make an event dispatcher. Yes, I think. No, we can't do that because it's going to be randomly spawned. Oh, damn. Okay. So you can't do an event dispatcher because you have to bind event dispatchers to other events. So what can we do here instead? Okay, so what if we done a binding on... no. Trying to think what would be the best way of doing this. Maybe let's see if we can do a projectile. Max speed 2000. And don't need to follow gravity, so gravity can do 0. No, we could do homing, I guess. But it's getting that reference point. That's the annoying thing, is because that reference point is inside the world and not on the actor. So we have to somehow get this communicated to the cache. And the cache, we can't just type it in because the cache is going to be randomly spawned in runtime. So, what to do? Hi, Chris. Now, we could do an event dispatcher on the level blueprint, but the problem is you can't get hold of the level blueprint to access the event dispatchers. So, I'm probably missing something really obvious. Okay, this is what we're going to do. So on the game mode, rather than just adding money to it when we collide with the money, rather than doing this, on the game mode, we're going to make a function. Or an event, rather. So this event, we're going to make a custom event. And we're going to pick up money. Let's make sure that's camel case correctly. Oh, didn't do it again. There we go. We're going to have one input, and that'd be the amount. Cash value. Integer. And then we're going to add it to the play money here. Add these two together. And then set it back to the player money. Okay, so basically I'm taking what we did on the cache here, but rather than having it there, we have it actually on the game mode. So on the game mode, we're going to tell it to call that function, pick up money. Okay. and the cash value will plug in there. Okay, so with that done, couldn't find pick up money. Oh, it's because I haven't compiled it. There we go. There we go. So the reason why I'm doing it this way is because on this pick up money event, I can actually do an event dispatcher on this and so forth. I think it's 480p because the internet is throttling all sorts of things. So you have to wait for it to catch up, or I don't know. There's nothing I could do about it, unfortunately. I'm as close as I can be to my router, so all my settings are 1080. It will catch up. It's literally just internet providers are throttling like mad. I can't unfortunately do anything about it. So, right, okay. So as I was saying, the game mode's going to have this function, and we can bind this function in the level blueprint, because on a level blueprint, I can get the game mode. I can then cast to the Smash TV game mode, and we can bind an event to this pick up money. So on pick up money, we can make an event dispatcher, and we call it picked up money. Okay, and over here we're going to call, and go back to third person game mode map, third person example map. So this is the map level blueprint. So on this Smash TV game mode, we're going to bind event to picked up money. So whenever we pick up money, it's going to call an event on the level blueprint. So we're going to make a custom event called collect money. Okay. So for all this to work, I actually need to pass through the actor, the specific actor of cash I've picked up. So on my Smash TV game mode here, I'll pick up money. We make another input and do actor, and this is going to be a cash actor. Then on picked up money, you're going to click on it and go to where it says inputs, add new input, and to be the cash actor. Click compile. So now let's do that again. Drag it back out. Click call, and now you can see it's asking for a cash actor. So that will plug in to there like so. Okay. So now when this event dispatcher is being called, it's sending data about which actor in the world has been picked up. So then on my map here, compile this. Let's actually do this properly. So bind event to picked up money, event to custom event, and then you can see there it's got cash actor on as one of the parameters, as the output, sorry. So here we go, collect money. Oh, I've already got it called, don't I? Let's compile it, collect money. And now we've got the actual actor that we've collided with. We've managed to pass it through to the level blueprint. Now the level blueprint's handy because then I can just click on this reference point here, go to my level blueprint, right click, create a reference point. And now I've got that actor referred to here. So this cash actor is now going to fly towards this point here. We're going to go add timeline. Ooh. Add timeline from this point rather. Send money, I guess we call it. Play from start. Although this won't work because we want it to... Oh, let's try it. I don't think this will work, but we'll try it. And then here, float. And the same setup we had before, so 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, length 1. Okay. So now the distance, we're going to set this thing. So I can go up, grab the cash actor, set location, set actor location, update, and the new location for this thing is this ref point. So we're going to get actor location for the ref point, get this actor's current location, not of the ref point, the cache actor. There you go. So you have to get from there to there. May do this the wrong way around. Let's have a look. That minus this. That gets you the difference. This doesn't seem right to me. Why am I doing this? Why does this feel weird? We'll carry on, but I don't think this is right. It doesn't feel right in my brain. There's got to be something better to move it towards another location. Just thinking. Why oh why am I not getting this? We can't use the move twos because that's all to do with AI. This is not AI. Let me just do a Google, because I don't want to waste time chasing down a wrong road here. Okay, so some people are just suggesting projectile movement. Okay. So rather than doing that there, we'll turn off projectile movement here. And on the map here, we'll get add projectile movement component. And then from here, we go set initial speed to 2000. And we also want to set velocity set velocity. And the velocity is with the angle between these two. So get location, get a ref point, get actor location, and we want to get the direction, I guess. From that to that. That gets us the velocity. Right, let's see if that works. If it does, I'll go back and explain why it works and what it does. Okay, now it's not spawning any enemies. Oh wait, it's because Game mode has old points. Has all this stuff on it. Crap. Okay, we need to copy this over to my other game mode. This is stuff we've done in the previous videos. I just hopefully got we edit in there. Compile that. We also need spawn points. And that is an array of spawn point actors. Okay, let's make sure this is all still okay. Yep. Yep. Okay. Right, so that looks all okay. So let's try that again. There we go. It's not moving anywhere, is it? Ah, there we go. So access none, trying to read property, cache actor in add. Okay, let's have a look what's gone wrong there then. So blueprints, level blueprint. Back to chat, sorry. Hey Flare, hey oh my god ferrets. Right, collect money. Cache actor, this is come back as nothing. So why is that come back as nothing? So on game mode, we're sending the cache actor through here. On picked up money. Oh wait, I didn't actually add anything here. It'd be self. Right, now let's try again. Well, I'm collecting it. I think I've just got the direction going the wrong way because it's going down rather than up. It's going into the floor, isn't it? You can see. Okay, so okay. So let's go to this. So I'm going to go from there. We'll swap that around. From there to there. See if that works out better. Oh, go away. No, still sinking in the floor. Why is it doing that? Okay. Maybe setting velocity in a local space is what I should be doing. Let's try that. So where it says deleted acts on the right hand side, that's because I think they're going down so far, it's knocking them out of the map. So why the hell is it going down and not going up to here? It should be going up to there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it output. Let's print string this. And then I'm going to drag a piece of cache into the world. So pick up 1. So yeah, Z is minus. So why is that minus? And does it matter if I had it the other way around? Okay, so it's not minus anymore. still disappearing. Why is that disappearing? I haven't told it to destroy itself, so it's just... let's set max speed for this as well. Set max speed. Oh, it's good. It's got gravity on it. Projectile has gravity on it by default. So when you add projectile movement, you've got all these options over here. Max speed would do 2,000. We actually don't need this, do we? We can just plug that off. So on here, initial speed 2,000. Turn gravity off. That's why it's sinking in the floor. All makes sense eventually. Okay, now it's not picking up. Did I break it? Two thousand. Yeah, why can't I collect that then? Can't collect it. Why am I can't? What? Annoying. Let's put back the initial, because that worked when I had the initial in it. So initial speed 2,000. Maybe the movement we saw before was because of gravity and not the speed. So why is that speed stuck at 0? That makes no sense. Oh, wait. For cache, let's put the mesh as the thing there. No, that was wrong. If you have any suggestions in the chat why this won't work, I have no idea. It's not tricking this on. Okay, let's try something else. Let's put the projectile movement on here. Okay, initial speed 2,000, max speed 2,000, gravity scale off, but I'm going to turn auto activate off. Then on the here, rather than do auto activate the adding, we just tell it to activate the projectile movement. And plug that in there. Try this method. Whoa. Why is cache spawning like a big block? Okay. Oh, it's because it's oh, bloody hell. Hang on. Okay. Oh, I'm not happy. Okay. Well, regardless of what it looks like, we can fix that with a mesh. The problem is, it's just not moving, is it? Which is frustrating. Get speed. Let's print string that. Yeah, see, that says 2000. So why the hell won't this thing fly? I'm glad you guys like the inventory system series. It's more successful than this video, that's for damn sure. I don't know why it's not moving. That's really confusing me. Try turning that off, maybe? Nope. Let's just set to auto activate. See if it does actually. It should just move on its own right at the start. If it doesn't, yeah, so that works. So it. Why the hell not the way I want it to? I'm so confused. Okay. Why the hell won't you move, you stupid thing? Right, bear with me. I know there's something I can see that on my channel that I've done this something similar before. Let me just see how I did it before. Um, how did I do it before? Um, Oh, I know what to do. I think I know what to do. Okay. Don't be frustrated. Thank you, GTO. Don't know why I'm not hearing any of my... Oh, there you go. It came through. Okay. New idea, new plan, new plan, new plan. What we're going to do is, rather than use the reference point, I'm just going to make a note of this point in the space. So let's make a note. So let's say that's 600 by minus 1300. And then 600 again. Okay, so 600, 600, and minus 1300. Okay, remember that. So we want to pick up the cash. We're going to do it a much simpler way. So pick up money, we do that, that's fine. And then we're going to make it fly. So we'll make a timeline. Fly off. Distance. Point. Right, first point 0 0. Second point 0. Sorry, 1 1. Length of 1. A linear graph. Then we're going to take the distance and we'll put that into a lerp vector. And lerp vector, we're going to take the current position, so in get actor location as A, and B is going to be a target location. So it was 600 minus 1300 and then 600 again. Compile. Then on update, we're going to set actor location to equal the new location. Okay, so that'll make it fly off, but we're going to make it so it doesn't do this over and over and over again every time we collide with it. So when we begin overlap, we're going to test whether or not the timeline has started. Okay, so we'll get the fly off timeline, and I cannot remember timeline, what they call it. Is playing, that's it. So if is playing is not playing, so we're going not, and then do an and for that and that. So let's just test if that works. Oh, there you go, it flew off. Okay, and that's just all flying. Oh, it's because when these spawn, I think they're massive. Yeah, I think they're massive. Okay, we need to make a cache model, I think, for this. So let's load up Maya and do a cache model. Why do I often avoid using timeline? I won't avoid in a timeline. The problem with the timeline through the original method I was doing was I was going to try and do it on the level map, and you can't really do it there because timelines are object specific. So that timeline would have existed on the map, not on the individual actor. So we need to make sure we keep it on the actor. So I'm just loading up Maya now. We'll make a quick model to make our cache actually look decent enough. But the flying off stuff works now. I'll explain the code in a second once we've got a model looking half decent. But we don't need the bind event anymore. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And game mode, don't have to call the money event anymore. Okay. Right, okay, so let's make a quick basic model for our cache. Okay, so I'm just going to fly through this, hopefully, if my computer catches up. Thank you. Right. Oh my god, come on. Okay. Being very slow. Why is it being slow? Okay. Height of, let's say, 20. Let's do 10. And depth of 30. Okay. Just doing some quick cash looking shape. Do like a cash band around it. Something like that. That'll do you. Mesh combine, file, export selection. Put my desktop for now. Cache, mesh. Or continue. Okay, so we got that there. We're now going to import that in. Did not export. Oh, I didn't export as an FBX. FBX. Okay. The timeline is not. It is like a tick, but it is a self-contained tick that ends at a certain point. So yes, it is like a tick. But so many other events you'll find in the engine. Oh, I think it's frozen. Give it a second to catch up. Oh dear, oh dear. Is it? What do you reckon? Do you think it's going to restart itself, or I'm gonna have to crash it and start again? I really hope it's not the latter. Says it's fine. It's just, I don't know. Nope. Right, it's caught up. Cool. Okay, good. Right, import. Desktop, cache mesh. Import. Fine. Right, so now on the cache here, right, the mesh, we'll do cache. There we are. And the sphere. Oh. We'll do like so. Hopefully. Yeah, okay, that looks alright. Play. Okay, and it all goes off. Nice. So let's kill some things. All the cache goes flying off. Okay, so what it's doing, it's flying off, but it isn't actually removing itself from the game, which won't be an issue at the moment, but would be when you start getting millions of them just forever over there in the corner. So what we're going to do is make them destroy themselves when their timeline is complete. Right, so quite easy enough. When you got timeline, you got finished. We're going to do destroy actor. There you go. So now we've got the cache flow working. We're going to make it so we can actually see how much cache we've got on the screen. So let's go and create a new widget blueprint for our UI. So head up display. And in here, we're going to have the section at the top left here saying how much money we got. So let's do a horizontal box. Okay. And in there, we're going to have a text and another text. So this first text is going to just be the dollar symbol. And we'll make it bigger, make it 48. And this one is going to be the actual value. So let's change the font here to 48 to match. And so the text block here, we're going to do a bind event for this. And so this bind event is going to be attached towards the game mode. So on the graph here, on the construct, we're going to get the game mode. And we're going to cast to Smash TV game mode. And I'm going to store that as a reference whilst I'm here. My game mode. It's a good idea to always store your references after a cast if you can, and it makes sense to, because then it saves you having to do a cast again, because these can be quite expensive if you're doing these a lot. Okay, so once you've got the address, which is what this is, you can save it. So once you've got the construct done and the game mode, we can now bind the game mode's event, which we've got in here. So this event picked up money. We can use this to trigger something else. So I don't know if we can do it straight away. Let's have a look if we can do it straight away. No, we have to do. No, we have to do it ourselves. Okay. So event dispatcher will do here. Picked up money. And we'll plug that in and do a call. Okay. And then on the head-up display, we're going to bind event to picked up money. Do a custom event and go update cache text. And updating cache text is quite simple. We're going to go at the design view with that text block selected, tick the is variable box, name it cache text, and then on the this graph, grab cache text out, get set text and the text is going to come from the game mode. So drag the game mode out, and we'll do get player 1 money, and just plug that straight in. That's why it's handy to have it stored as reference, because otherwise I would have had to do this bit again and have 2 casts in it when I can only use 1 really. So it saves a lot of time. Okay, with that done, at the end of here, I'm just going to take on the update text straight away as well. Okay, so it binds the event and actually just calls the event straight away as well. Make sure it's set to 0. So now, when I hit play, oh, got added to the viewport. Sorry. So on the game mode then, where we've got begin play. Begin play. We're going to create widget, choose a header display, and then character variable HUD, and add to viewport. So now I should be able to see it. Yep, there you go. So $0. And then the money goes up. And you can see those randomized values coming into play. All the money. Okay. Cool. So another thing we can do on the cash side of things is when we do begin play and we've got a random value from our possible cash values, what I can actually use is I can use this random integer in the range, and we can make it visually show that difference. Sorry. So we're going to go set actor scale. And we are going to take this random index here. We're going to add 1. And the reason why we're adding 1 is because if it's 0, we don't want the scale to be 0. So if we add 1 to it, it'll always be at least 1. So we can then split that and plug that all in. There, and there. So now I should get different sized ones based on what one it's randomly chosen. Bit extreme, but you get the gist. Okay. Right, it's fun. It's fun to see all the cash fly off to the player. And then collect all that money up. And if you want to make it randomly, choose which rotation to do as well. We can do that as well. We'll just go on to enemy. And rotation here, we can do random rotator. In fact, I just want to randomize just the Z value actually. So split that and do random float in range 0 and 360. So now they'll all have a different spin on them. There you go, that's fun. Okay. So far tonight we've done the cash feature of the game. And I think we'll have to end it there because it's getting quite late and it took a bit longer than I hoped. So we'll end it right there for tonight. Before we do end it, if you have any questions, throw up them in chat about anything. We can give you some time to ask some questions. We're happy to do so. Flixbox is asking, will you complete the May series, sir? Yeah, you get a new episode every Monday. The whole series is complete, and you can view it right now all over on Patreon or Skillshare. But yeah, it's all complete. You get one episode every Monday. So I'll just keep hitting the mic tonight. If you have any questions, just fire up in the chat. Oh my god, Ferrets, can you do a tutorial on doing a day cycle with custom weather system BP? So I've already got a day-night cycle video up. You're more than welcome to check that out. Just search my channel for day-night cycle and it'll pop up. I haven't done weather stuff yet. I want to, obviously, but I don't know when I'll get around to doing that. But I'll put it on the list. I'll put it on my to-do list. Stuff you can expect to see publicly released soon is you got the remainder of the ability system series. You got a collectible series coming out showing how to do collectibles. And various odds and sods little videos as well. We've done the whole series of lighting videos on Patreon recently, and they've got the crafting system series and Melee AI series currently coming out as well. And over the summer, the new videos about the FPS RPG will be out as well for Patreons. So keep an eye out for that. I guess I was going to say make a video about a door open when you put a box on the button. Oh yeah, that'd be quite a cool one to do. Yeah, I've had someone else try and do that the other day in my Patreon Discord. So yeah, we'll talk about how we do that. Like a pressure switch, but for. Do you want it to be a particular box or any box, like a switch that will take a weight, or a switch that requires a certain box to be on a certain position? Which one would you? What one are you referring to? Like in a Portal game, yeah, okay. So that's for a particular box. Oh no, well, any weight, isn't it? So the player can stand on it as well. Yeah, we can look into that. Track the wrong one in there. Any other questions? Or are we all good? I think we're all good by the looks of it. Well, thank you for joining us. Apologies for taking it so long to get something simple in there. Tiredness has got the better of me, I think. But thankfully we got it through, and more stuff on the way very soon. I've got some interesting news coming out soon as well, so keep a lookout for my posts on social media about that. And talking about social media, as I said at the start, join me on Twitter, and I'm doing Twitter tips on UE4 over on Twitter. giving people hints, tips, and tricks in UE4. So check that out over on Twitter. That's twitter.com/Ryan Laley or at Ryan Laley. GTO Okami, somewhere do you treat some NPC videos as characterization, datasheet, stat info, etc.? No, not yet. Thank you for joining us, Olamide. And Flixbox is asking for a puzzle game series. I would like to do a puzzle game series. Yes, it'd be great fun to do. So I'll put that's definitely on the list to do. Because I do love puzzle games. But anyway, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm knackered. So I'll see you guys live next week. And what's next week? I can't remember what next week is. I think next week's a case study. So we'll do a case study next week, followed by a tutorial based on that case study. During the week, you can look forward to another episode in the Maze Game series, making your first game, on Monday. On Wednesday, you'll get another one. Let me have a look what I've got on my calendar quickly. Because I'm now getting organised with a calendar. So bear with me while I load that up. So you got all the video about event dispatchers. So something that we've used quite a lot tonight is event dispatchers. So I'm going to give you an episode on how to do that on next Wednesday's episode. And then on Friday, you'll have the episode 11 of the Ability System series available to you as well. So yeah, check that all out. If you want to support me, head over to patreon.com/Ryan Laley, where a donation of just $1 will get access to all those videos before anyone else, and sometimes months before anyone else, and as well as many other benefits such as Discord, voting privileges, all sorts of things. So thank you very much everyone for joining me tonight live, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye everyone.